What in the photo contradicts the witness's testimony?
Val and Gramarye, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color. It's yellow, yes?
Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright?
Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. Take another look at the photo of the crime scene. There is, in fact, nothing yellow in this entire room. Except, I guess, this little light here.
And the gun.
That's a gold. That's not really yellow.
Yeah, it's not yellow.
Confusion, doubt, tell us what your elderly eyes spy. Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Gunn. Look at that IV bag. What is this? What foul magic?
It would be hard to call the IV liquid yellow. And I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph.
I like her no!
Whoa, look at that. That's very elaborate.
I think that's the animation with the most frames.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Order! 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 What does this mean?
This is some kind of mistake.
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Your witness's mistake.
The greener they are, the harder they fall. I suppose there's no substitute for experience.
I can't believe that at the beginning of his career, Phoenix Wright was about to be taken down by Winston Payne, who called him for the rookie killer, and now he's like, yeah, I'm the rookie killer. I'm gonna freaking crush all these rookie prosecutors.
Val and Gramarye, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not.
Well...
This contradiction can mean only one thing. And to think. You almost had me. Huh? I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney Phoenix Wright.
Oh, he said it, he said it.
He said the thing! The game's over! Okay, stream's over. Bye!
Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, this witness's testimony does contradict the evidence.
Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright.
Why is the song playing? He hasn't written it yet.
Shut up. Don't worry about it. Time travel. How do you mean? How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree at a glance the IV liquid does appear as sort of greenish yellow. No, it doesn't actually. It looks incredibly green. But I assure you the liquid itself is quite yellow.
Yellow liquid? Like piss?
I was gonna say that!
It's a piss bag, oh no.
It's a piss bag!
How could you say that? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green, like puke.
Is it because the IV bag is... is it because the IV bag is blue? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but what color is the IV bag itself? Yeah, but how? Okay, but how would he know that?
That's the thing, isn't it?
The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook?
It looks like, I want to say, a light blue.
Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and... you get green. This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color. God, it really does look like piss, though. Jesus Christ.
I see. So he was having piss piped directly into his veins. Your explanation does have a ring of truth to it.
As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin. What? You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is. Grave? The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes, and it does quite look like piss. But how did this witness know that? Unless it was his piss.
It was not my piss, I assure you.
It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you?
He's so mean.
Your Honor, the defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow?
Because OMG.
Let's go, classic cornered.
This is still the better one.
It's so good.
It's so
Order.
good.
Order. Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once. It is clearly the color of the IV liquid, so I'm sure it means something, but what?
I can think of only one possible explanation, Your Honor. The witness, Gramarye, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because he'd seen it before?
Yeah.
From the facts
That's a
before
bit of a-
us. Yeah,
That's a bit of a weird, because the reason why that's a bit weird is that all the answers are correct. You can say any of them and it'll give you it.
Oh, okay. From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before. But not inside the blue bag we see in the photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag.
I suppose you would have. Yeah, I suppose you would have had to. But I'm still not clear as to what it all means.
Ask yourself, why would he know if he didn't work at a hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor. I'm afraid I find nothing. So what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, y'all. Alright, that's weird to treat your fans like that, but sure.
I think it's more the writers of this game expressing frustration at the Justin Biebers of this era.
Oh yeah, I guess so. The IV liquid is the only evidence proving that the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin.
I remember it well.
However, there's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Wait, I know. An hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid. I'm right?
No.
As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. I like how the music paused there and then came back.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body. At which
There's a
point...
very weird soap opera reference there.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, that show's still going, by the way.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
My mom still watches it.
Amazing.
Yeah. At which point, like magic, it disappears. However, what if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in. Let me get this straight, here, right? You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag? Not with water, but with IV liquid. That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow.
No, wait. I said wait. How would an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task?
So he did piss in it. I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup. I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat?
Here's the point, amateurs. I at least would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag.
You don't need to be an expert to see the look in the witness's face. He added liquid to that IV to throw off the time of death. I'm tired of these fairy tales lacking evidence.
So what do you know about Valent right now, in the present day?
He's the magician.
And he's not in jail, right?
And he's not in jail. So he gets away with this.
Yeah, I mean, we still don't know exactly what this is.
Yeah.
So, there's a piece of evidence that Gumshoe gave you during his testimony that you still haven't used yet.
Is there? Not his chart. The syringe? Yeah, I imagine you could do it with a syringe, huh?
Sure could.
Sure could.
Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to Earth?
Valid Gramarye, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in the life of crime.
Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting?
Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was this gross thing.
Victim's syringe.
It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use. Well, what kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean, not a trace of liquid in it. Yeah, because he put it in the IV bag, you absolute dipshit. And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin? What? The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Valid Gramarye, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you can manipulate at will.
Alakazam!
I love how he always yells with Alakazam variants.
He did,
Yeah.
so he did piss in it.
He did
Filled it
piss
right
in the
up.
bag.
It filled it right up.
I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin. I'm afraid that, while there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in the bag, the time of death cannot be proven, and that brings our trial to a close for today.
Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. I can do a little much-needed investigation work. Wait, really?
I see there are no objections. Court is adjourned.
Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise, underestimate the young and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking. What's he talking about? You say the witness used a syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid, but there is no proof. There's no proof he didn't do it either. Yes, quite true. Huh? He's admitting it. Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I admit. After all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much?
You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin?
Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. Oh, here it is.
What's this?
This is the victim Magnifique Gramarye's diary? Diary? After going into the hospital, Magnifique began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, and of meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end, quite appropriately, with his death. Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request? Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote it in his journal that night, even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we? So...
Oh, hey, look at that.
yeah...
Which does appear to have been written just before his death. The court accepts this into evidence.
Read the very last part with particular care. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it myself, even though the game's gonna tell me about it. Oh. Well.
No, you can open it. You can open it.
Can I open it?
Crack it open.
Thanks.
There you go.
That's very legible. Huh? What's this? It looks like a page was ripped out. Well, now isn't that interesting? So I don't get to read it. Okay, fine.
Okay.
There we go. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. Wait, the journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. This depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is to lay down this pen. Of course, by his, he refers to our defendant, Zach Gramarye.
That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor, after all.
But look at what he said before that. This journal may end here or it may go on. It may go on. Magnifique Gramarye intended to write again. That is, if Zach Gramarye didn't pull the trigger. I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on. It ends. Yeah, but... Oh.
But it clearly has a ripped page.
It clearly has a ripped page, dude.
But we don't know if that ripped page had writing or not. That's the thing.
That's true. Because Magnifique's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Gramarye.
Alan has like anime villain hair even. Like it's all like
it's
like individual sheets of steel hanging down.
I mean, it's literally like Maximilian Pegasus.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Order.
That's why I thought the voice was so fitting.
Order. Prosecutor Gavin, are you certain that Magnifique Gramarye wrote this?
There's no mistaking his handwriting.
Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifique did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did...
Then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Gramarye. Well, how do you like me now, Hair Right? Well, okay, first of all, that doesn't prove anything, actually. There's no name specifically written there. There's no time at which he wrote that. This doesn't prove anything. Still too green for your taste? He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence.
Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking. Put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for our case.
If the diary is accepted like this, the trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. Okay. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence.
Past can't be changed.
No.
You have some evidence that overturns this diary.
The future refused to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
Can we create a time paradox?
Can we create
And you hear Apollo. No, Mr. Wright, you created a time paradox.
Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown to the court. Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive. Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary. Alright, I'd be happy to. The decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is this fabricated evidence that I have.
Yeah.
First, take a look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out.
What's this?
How did none of you notice this?
I hadn't noticed that at all.
That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
Alaka, I don't believe it.
Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine the first visitor that night shot Magnifique Gramarye. That's the defense's position.
Wait, let me see that. What in the Sam Hill? Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary.
This was a bad idea, Phoenix. Why'd you do this?
And Clavier is smiling.
Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnifique's diary.
Quite remarkable.
Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney? The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Gramarye left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Val Gramarye.
No.
Rabbits.
The handwriting too matches that on the other pages. This is without a doubt the genuine article.
Without a doubt, huh?
Order. But wait, that's impossible.
Because you actually have it.
That old man couldn't have written that.
Alright, here it comes.
Alright, here we go. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Herr Veit? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Herr Judge?
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
Did you fucking set us up the bomb, Clavier? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please, my new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way. Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear this new testimony sooner or later anyway, so it might as well be sooner.
Then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down. Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring the surprise witness to the courtroom.
Who? Am I gonna freak out? Am I gonna freak out when I see who it is?
Maybe not freak out, but it might be a little surprise.
Kinda.
I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known.
And you used it anyway.
And you used it anyway. And I should have known it was a bad sign all around. Oh! Yeah, okay.
It's Madarame.
It's Madarame!
Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
I beg the court's understanding, but I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony. A judiciary deal? The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room.
Very well. And you are the witness, I gather? Is it okay if I take him?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Yes, sir.
State your name and occupation for the record.
My name is Drew Mishim. I am a painter.
Nice accent.
A painter? And you're somehow related to this case? No, well, not per se.
I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is?
Oh, yes, I know it well.
How's that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before?
Oh, yes. I mean, I made it.
You... what? You made it?
Yes. You might call it one of my works.
The Regional Prosecutor's Office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramarye.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Misham has another side, you might say. He is skilled at making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words. Forgeries?
Well, so are we to understand that this page here is...
A fake. Prepared by a certain defense attorney? What? Hold it! I didn't prepare this evidence. Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume? But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right?
Witness, Mr. Misham, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client? That I don't know.
Bullshit! What?
Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That is the extent of my contact with them.
But there's no proof this is a fake.
It's a fake.
Huh?
To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine.
You
It's-
fucked up.
It's really suspicious that Clavier knew about this.
Yeah, I wonder.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court.
Oh. It was careless of me. That's all I can say. Yeah, what is the deal with all this? What the fuck?
Yeah, and the song really does a really good job to set the mood of what's going on here.
Yeah.
It's really
Who gave it to her?
mysterious and suspenseful, I'd say.
It was all a trap. A fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes.
do you have an explanation for yourself?
If I did, would the court hear it?
Probably not.
Wow, okay.
Forging evidence is a serious crime. And presenting it in court is a serious mistake.
Oh yeah, but sure, Andrew gets to continue being a prosecutor.
Because there was proof that he didn't know he was doing it, though.
Yeah.
Based on the
guess.
testimony here, it'd be very difficult to prove that he didn't know it was forged.
Yeah, I guess so.
A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Tell me, what kind of a defendant relies on forged evidence? The answer is quite clear. A guilty one. Okay, so... Who did this? Who did this? Who did this?
Who
Who
did
killed
the
this?
thing?
Who killed this?
Who killed this?
Your Honor,
Wait, let's
wait.
use next.
I understand that presenting forged evidence in court is a serious crime. But you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor? Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? Oh. A hot tip, huh? That's also suspicious. Huh. I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself.
But he baited him by not bringing up the fact that there was a page ripped out.
Yeah, and he also said
Oh.
not to present the book back to him. So he was kind of forcing you to present the page because he knew you would have
He
it
knew.
somehow.
I mean, it really does look like Clavier set us up the bomb.
I guess we'll find out.
I guess we will.
Vera was looking at him pretty suspiciously.
That's yeah. So it's Kristoff then.
I guess,
I
we'll
guess we'll
see.
have to find out, though.
It has to be Kristoff then.
I see no need for further discussion of this matter. Special witness dismissed. Mr. Attorney,
Yes.
could I ask your name?
Phoenix Wright.
Mr. Wright. I have seen and studied many people, but none like you. I remember you, Mr. Wright.
And
Okay.
he's the main character.
He is the
so
main
he's
character
gotta
of the video games. Yeah.
Gonna be a little interesting.
I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way. This trial is over. You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must...
Can I voice this guy again?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Ah, thank you. Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Zack?
there is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
because of the forged evidence? Is this a mistrial?
It is impossible.
I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I will certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you.
Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict when your defendant does not exist?
Huh?
Doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
I am talking about this.
What the fuck? Mr. Enigmar? The defendant's escaped. Find him quick.
Bailiff, close Alexis from the building.
What the fuck?
Goodbye, everybody.
On the double, he must not be allowed to escape.
That day, in that courtroom, a miracle occurred. The defendant, Shady Enigmar, aka Zach Gramarye, did not just escape the court. He literally, unbelievably, vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again. Not since that day.
This is the Gramarye miracle.
Oh.
He totally just bailed on his daughter.
He did totally bail on his daughter, huh?
Yeah.
Zero remorse.
Yeah.
Just
boom, out of there.
absolutely just fucked off.
Yeah, he's kind of a big asshole.
Fuck
He is
this dude.
He is quite possibly the biggest douchebag in this entire series. Because if you'll recall, in case 1, what was he at the Borscht Bowl Club for?
What was he there for? To trick
He
Phoenix.
wanted to frame Phoenix for cheating, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the adoptive father of his only child. He's like, I want to mess up his entire life. Make sure my daughter can't
Yeah,
eat.
what the fuck? Hey, dude,
Yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, there's like an entire series of like little comics about how much of an
Yeah.
asshole he is.
You know,
that I used to read.
GGDG, aka Hi, I'm Daisy.
Yeah.
She did an entire comic called Zach Gramarye as a Dick, just about every single it's like a caricatured reproduction of every single thing he does in the game that makes him a huge monster.
I'm gonna read that once I'm done with this game.
Yeah, I'll link them to you. It's so funny.
Because I like Gigi's work a lot.
Yeah, she's very talented. I'm very lucky I got to meet her in person once.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
Oh, you
is so
did? That's so
good.
cool.
Yeah, because she used to live out in Vancouver, so she would come down to Toronto for the Toronto Comics
cons
Art
and stuff?
Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got the first 3 volumes of Cucumber Quest signed by her, as well as an
that's
exclusive
so
pin set.
cool.
Yeah, as well as an exclusive pin set that you could only buy at conventions. So it's like one of my treasured possessions.
Oh, she's so cool.
Oh, that's so nice.
No verdict was declared. Yeah, no shit. After all, the defendant didn't exist.
Aha!
That's how it happened. The trial of magician
yeah.
Zach Gramarye vanished along with him for all eternity.
Great minds, Fiona.
The mysteries that remained behind were all solved, however. But not until 7 years later.
7 years.
And that is the end of the stream.
One hell of a cliffhanger.
One hell of a...
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Very good way to end the
Mason,
stream, huh?
Mason system?
Yeah, Mason system.
Yeah.
So named after
Mason
Perry
system.
Mason, the famous TV defense attorney.
Why is that the save?
I guess
you
we'll
know.
find out. Do you want to
We'll
get a
find
small
out.
preview? You can get
You know what?
continue if you want
Yeah,
to see.
let's do a small. Let's do a little. Let's just do the first little. Did we get another intro?
Yeah.
That trial 7 years ago was the beginning of it all. This I know beyond a doubt. The mysteries of the past work their magic on the present, but you'll soon be finding all of this out for yourself. Which of Magnifique Gramarye's disciples pulled that trigger? Where did the vanishing defendant Zach Gramarye go? What dark truth lurks behind the forged diary page? And what about the girl who was left behind? Amy Pond?
Computers!
Whoa. The past left us these 4 keys to unlocking the truth. What? Well, that's not all. There are 4 keys in the present as well. And when all the questions have found their answers, the final trial will begin. But first, you must chase the truth through then and now. Think of it as a game. I will. I will do this. I, Phoenix Wright, will be your guide through this game. What the fuck is happening?
Computers!
That terrible trial saw me present forged evidence. It ended, half finished, when the defendant vanished. What became of me after that? As your investigation proceeds, the answer will become clear. Oh, and one more thing. There is something I must tell you. As Apollo Justice has his bracelet... Wait, is he talking directly to us?
Yeah,
No.
the viewer.
Not to us, but...
Huh. So too do I have my own weapon of sorts. What? Hello?
Yep, you can
Hey,
just, like,
remember this?
My Magatama. What does it do, you ask? That I would have you see for yourself. Well now, shall we begin? Touch the arrow to switch between past and present. What?
Yep.
Yeah, welcome to the most
Yep.
most inventive, innovative investigation segment in the series, in my opinion.
So yeah, this investigation, it takes place across 2 eras, and you can carry evidence and information across both of them.
What? It is right after my last trial came to an abrupt end. Now that you know the game, let's play.
So this is non-linear. You don't have to tackle these all in order. And
Yeah, you
evidence
can
that
choose
you
whatever.
find in the present, you can take back to 7 years ago to use.
Yo, what
Yeah.
the fuck? This is cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It's really cool. That's
It's a
part
bit
of
out
why
there
I love
in
this
terms
game
of-
so much.
Yeah. It's a bit out there in terms of technology, but that's okay because it's such a cool framing device.
You're right, Val. This is some 13 Sentinels bullshit. Alright, that's the stream for the day. I'm really glad I saw that before we ended, because, like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can't wait for Monday.
I absolutely cannot wait for Monday. That's some cool shit.
It's really cool, yeah.
Oh my god. I'm excited because, like, the investigations are part of my favorite part of this game. So, like,
Yeah.
it'll be
That's
good.
why
It'll be good.
That's why it's so sad when in the very next game after
kind
this,
of got them.
completely got it in investigations, but all together.
That's sad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's really sad.
thank you, Cookie and Mina, for joining me today.
It was my pleasure, as always.
Thank you for having me. I will gladly take on the pressure of voicing a complete asshole and a completely disgusting character just so you don't have to do it.
Yeah, fuck Zach Gramarye. What an asshole.
Zach Gramarye and Spark Brush.
Yeah, fuck Spark. Do we ever see this man again?
Spark Rushall a couple more times, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, a couple more times.
But not past this game. He's not a recurring character.
Good.
Yeah.